all over the world.
Join us for TC's Time Capsule on the Saturday Brekkie Show at 8 a.m. on RPP FM.
This is RPP, Radio Port Phillip, 98.7 and 98.3 FM.
Hello to our guest, George.
Hi.
How are you, darling?
Can you see me?
Oh, we can see you. We can see you. Can you hear us?
Yes, yasu tikanete.
I'm very good, Georgie. Thank you so much for coming on. Now, a lot of our listeners may not know this, but you have had recently heart surgery. I want to touch on that. Important because I think it's important, particularly for men's health and awareness.
Yeah.
Because from what I understand, and we've spoken about it, there was an issue for a very long time that you didn't know of. So I would like you to, I know it's personal, just to open up and just say it in your own words, George, because we love you. You're our funny man, but there is also a George Kapiniaris, a person just like us.
That's right. And there might not have been a George Kapiniaris if we didn't find it.
That's right.
And luckily, number one, I was listening to my body. So I wasn't ignoring the signs, because some people frown at people that are hypochondriacs. They go, you're being a hypochondriac, you're worrying. I think there's actually a really good thing about being a hypochondriac, because if you don't complain and if you don't say, hang on, I don't think I'm okay, then you might not be okay. And then with what I had, which is what my dad had, and he died when he was 54 because he didn't know he had it, I was fortunate enough to be working on a cruise ship. And when you work on a cruise ship, you do your shows, and then you go and have your buffet, and then you have your coffee or whatever, but then you come back to the cabin and there's not a lot of great TV in the cabin. So you start listening to your body a little bit. And I knew there was something not quite right. So I went down to the medical center, and then, they did some tests and they gave me some Valium to relax. Maybe they thought I was anxious, but in the end they said to me, you know what? We think you should see your doctor or a cardiologist, because your blood pressure keeps going up for no reason. It just goes up. So I went to see the doctor and we did a blood test.
Is this?
I've been doing blood tests for a long time.
I'm just going to interrupt. I'm so sorry. I'm just going to interrupt. You went to the doctor. Now, is this before one of your very, very good friends that you also work close with? Is this before or after he said to you, George, I know these symptoms, please go and see a doctor?
Yeah, a friend of mine did say, go do a calcium test. So I've done the normal stress test and the normal blood test. I've been doing it for the last 20 years, but nothing shows up. So someone said to me, two friends said, hey, do a calcium test. Maybe I did a calcium test, but nothing showed up in the calcium test. But in the bottom of the scan, my GP is just a young guy, said your aorta looked a bit thick. Now, the aorta is the big vein that comes out of the heart with all the blood. Once it's oxygenated, it takes it to the rest of the body. And he said, it's a bit thick, so maybe we'll do an angiogram. And
have you ever had one of them before?
No.
Were you afraid?
No, wasn't even recommended to me.
Okay.
And every time I had a pain, it felt like indigestion. So I'd take a Nexium or a Quickies and the pain would go away. Do. And when my dad died, that's what he thought. He thought he was having indigestion. But his aorta burst and he bled from the mouth, and so that could have happened to me. That's so right. Maybe if I was at home and I didn't work on the cruise ship for those 4 weeks, I might have just been la 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 one day and then bang, mowing the lawn. And a lot of men die have a heart attack and die doing the gardening. Like a lot of people. You talk to people that have gone through that. A lot of people have their heart attack. Someone told me the other day. And then there was a footballer, Andrew Cracker, recently, who died doing the gardening.
Is that because something's wrong and men tend to go outside and do something like mow the lawns thinking, "Oh, I'm
Oh,
just going to get some
maybe
fresh air"?
it might be the vibrations. It might be because exercise is meant to be good for your heart.
That's right.
It might be the vibrations or something. Also, the food. If you've got that problem with your aorta, and in the end, when I was eating like KFC or spicy Thai food or Nando's or something with chili in it, my blood pressure would shoot up like out of
Wow.
control, skyrocket. So that's because it was like when I found my problem, my aorta was at 5.1. And 5.5 is dangerous. So by the time I had my surgery, it was 5.3. So I had a month of shows that I had to do, and with those shows, my doctor gave me beta blockers, which sort of lets the blood through easier, and that got me through that month. But still, I'd go on stage, and my heart rate would go from 70 to 120.
Wow.
So I was really looking at my iWatch and just saying, "Oh, okay, all right." So it was sort of scary times, but I knew my surgery was coming up. So, but I was also anxious because I was booked in to do the Comedy Cartel show with Joe Vardy and Tahir and
Yes.
the rest of the cast, and I didn't want to let them down.
Which is
But-
something that a lot of people do. I've done it too, George. I haven't been well, but something's come up and it's like, no, I have to do this.
And the lesson there is you can't book around health. Like
No.
you can't. Health comes first.
Health's got to always come first. That's exactly right, George.
But I'm lucky because my colleagues, Joe and Tahir and Dom, my producer, and all my friends said, "Hey,
Stop.
your health comes first." Even I had to cancel a lot of weddings because I MC a lot of weddings and functions and events.
Yeah, you're very, very busy,
Not one
George.
person said, "Oh man, really?" Everybody said, "We understand.
Yeah.
Get better. Get better. We'll find
How good
something
is
else."
that, George? That is so good because you are a workaholic, but you do things that you love. And it's hard to stop something that you love doing.
That's right. That's right.
But
And
now you've learned this valuable lesson. And you know, I know your family and your beautiful wife and everything that she had to go through. First of all, the fear that she may lose you.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Then you've had the surgery.
And my sons as well.
That's right. I was gonna lead on to
very
the boys.
anxious, you know.
She did a lot, but she did it because she loves you and
She held the team together.
She did.
Basically held everything together.
That's right. And
she's
boys,
going through her own stuff. You know, as you are a middle-aged woman,
yes,
you go through stuff. And she put that aside
for you,
you know, and her aches and pains as well. And it was all concentrated on me getting better. Or me not getting better, staying alive.
Staying alive. And what a message to your boys to learn about health comes first.
Yeah. And also my suggestion is to all men out, because 40% of men, they told me at the hospital, the nurses, they told me 40% of men everywhere die from heart disease.
Yeah,
sorry, I shouldn't say die. Have heart disease illness, not
illnesses. Yeah,
have a heart disease related illness.
But the death rate, whether it's mental health or your heart, in men it's higher than women because women will go to the doctors.
So I've been doing rehab, which is part of your recovery. So I do a rehab class where we do theory and a lesson, and then we do gym work and stuff, because they say, so for me, they said to me, for the rest of your life, you've got to walk 30 minutes a day, at least, like a real walk. Now, I haven't walked 30 minutes a day my whole life.
Have you started to do that?
And you know what? When I get up,
a family get together and just
feeling kind of unmotivated, I go, time for a walk. And I do the 30-minute walk, and I come back, and I'm like twice the man before I started.
Oh, how good's that? Do your family go? Do you all go together? If you just to spend that time together.
Oh, sometimes Fatima comes with me, and one of the boys comes with me, and we have a bit of walk. Sometimes my friend Tony, you had Tony on last week. Tony Nicolakopoulos.
Yeah, I had him like a few weeks ago.
And we went for a walk, and I outwalked him.
He's amazing. He's an amazing friend that you have, and he's an
But he's been
amazing
there,
human being.
like
And,
yourself. He's been there for me, and
and even the producer, Dom, he said, no, George, no, you're going to stop. Don't worry. The work will be there when you get better.
yeah, he said to me, I'll do the clean version. He said, stuff the tour, get better, and
Yeah.
we'll find a replacement for you until you're ready to get back on.
Now, George, you motivate yourself because it wasn't that long ago that my partner, George, and I were sitting with you and Futini, and we were talking, and you said to me, I'm going to go back to do the show, because I said to you, there's some shows coming up, and you go, yep, I'm going to be part of them. And George and I sat back going, well, hang on a minute, George, because shouldn't you just take a bit more time? And then you said something on the lines, if I can remember, if I feel great, I'm going to do it. And you did.
Yeah.
And we both gone, oh my God, he's doing it. But there was this little fear, but then it's like, why are we fearing? He's on stage, which means he's fine. But we couldn't get it out of our heads.
It's not only a health thing, it's a mental thing.
That's right.
It's a mental thing, the recovery. And that weekend, it was 6 weeks. It was bang on when I was allowed to do stuff. So the week before that weekend to go to where I went to Canberra and Sydney, I saw my cardiologist, who's a Greek man, Athanasius, and he did an examination. I said, can I go get on the plane? He said, yes, you can.
Oh,
okay,
great.
can I do the tour? He goes, what are you doing? I said, a 15 to 20-minute routine.
Did you tell the truth?
Yeah, but then I got on stage the first night in Canberra and I did my 15 minutes. The second night in Liverpool, I did 30 minutes. So it's a bit up on them. So, yeah.
Yes.
But anyway.
Doesn't matter. You, as long as you're fine, George.
But it was, as a exercise, it just made me feel so good. In fact, made me feel alive, and it actually promoted and in the show I talk about not my whole routine, but there's a 5-minute bit where I talk about having the surgery, and every night I get someone coming up to me going, oh, I'm part of the zipper club, which is the scar that they give you. It looks like a zipper, like your chest has got a zipper on it. And he goes to me, I can't believe you're on stage after 6 weeks. He goes,
good on you, George.
I had my surgery 3 months ago and I still can't lift a coffee cup. Wow. And then he started crying, and I gave him a big hug and I said, I know how you feel, because I know that feeling. When you can't help yourself, because you get very emotional too after surgery.
Look, we know you as George Kapiniaris, full of life, but I also know you as George, a family man. Yeah. And, after your surgery and when we got to see you, it wasn't the George we knew, but we knew you're going to get back because you had this positive mental attitude.
Yeah.
But there was a concern because of you want to get back on stage.
I did have the risotto, though. It was really nice.
Bravo, George. Look, I'm really happy, and I'm glad that you came on tonight and shared your story. And I'm so happy that you share the story when you're on stage. I think, comedy is comedy. We all go there to help our mental well-being so we can laugh and just think about nothing, just laugh.
Yeah,
and look, it's so good that you're sharing it.
But it's a little message as well, just a little message. People go, I say to people, get checked. Don't be afraid of the doctor. Doctor's not going to make you worse. And the older Greeks, our parents, most of them have the fear that if I go to the doctor, I'm going to get sick. No, it's the opposite. You go to the doctor and he finds out what's wrong with you and he gets you better. And I was talking to a friend of mine in the Gold Coast last weekend. He's a guy that did the Wogs Out of Work with me, the first show in Sydney at the Enmore Theatre. And he was our musician, a bass player. And he said, yeah, when my dad died, I said, your dad died? He goes, yeah, he died of a heart attack. He was mowing the lawn, and then he mowed his next door neighbour's lawn, and then he went out and did this and did that and did that, and then he's talking to my stepmom, and then he died. Just like that. So, and I said, did you know he was sick? He goes, no, he didn't like going to the doctor.
That's the thing. They don't like going to the doctors.
Yeah. So be a hypochondriac. There's nothing wrong with that. You get stronger because you're doing it. And I got to tell you, my motivation for staying alive was not to become famous or to become blah, 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 whatever, is basically because I've got 2 young kids and a young wife,
That's exactly
and I don't
right.
want to leave them on their own.
Good on you,
They are,
George. And
as
they're a beautiful family, absolutely beautiful family. Now we're moving forward, Mr. Kapiniaris. We've got a huge show happening. First of all, Julie Fisher. She says she loves George. She's a host here at RPPFM. She does an amazing show about about young children with disabilities and everything else. And she's
yeah.
written books and she's won awards and everything. She's just amazing. So she's sending love out to you. George, the huge show, by Dom Opera, Comedy Cartels Stand-Up Comedy Spectacular for 2025. Wow, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 18, 19, 21 shows. Is that
and
right?
more, and more.
And
coming.
more.
At
Oh,
the
wow.
moment, there's 21 shows that you can buy tickets to.
Buy
but
tickets
more.
to, yep, which I'm
So
going to share on the
Joe
KK
basically
Factor.
is our headliner.
Yep.
And
You
of
got,
course, he's
Giovanni, Sasha Pereira,
Pereira,
Tahia,
Sri Lankan
Joe
girl.
White, and Ting Lim. What a great, diverse group.
Yeah, and everyone's story is a little bit different and coming from different angles. And Sashi's a Sri Lankan girl married to an Aussie,
Wow.
and she lives half the time in Sri Lanka and half the time in Australia.
Oh, well, that's like some Greeks, 6 months here and 6 months in Greece.
Yeah, she's a bit like that. She said she went to Sri Lanka because she was feeling a bit too white. She forgot how to be black, so she went back to. And Ting's very funny as well. And we've also got Joe White, who's a great comedian, but he's Ethiopian. So he's one
wow.
kids, and his mum was a single mum.
How did this diverse group get together?
Well, I've worked with everyone except Sashi, so I know everyone in that group. Sashi I met on this tour. We're becoming good friends now because of working together. But everyone, all of us know each other. So whether it's been from shows that I did in the past with Tahir and Joe, and I've done so many, Il Dago and Crazy Rich Ethnics and Straight Outta Compo and all that sort of stuff. And with Joe White, we do the Comics Lounge together a lot. So, and then we've done a lot of gigs together as well. His name isn't really Joe White, by the way. It's Dilahu. But their T is like Dilahu.
Okay.
So you have to swallow it. So
I love it.
It's the worst thing going, Gharayani. It's Dilahu. So,
I love it.
But he said to his teacher, just call me Joe White. That'll do.
That'll do. I'm going to share the poster on the KK Factor page on my Instagram, KK Rock Chick, on TikTok, the KK Factor.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
So Melbourne's, this week we're in Wollongong and Sydney. Next week we're in Melbourne for 5 shows. And they're selling out. One's sold out already, the one at Lower Plenty on the Saturday.
You got Narre Warren, South Morang, Thornbury, Bulleen.
And Venetor Club in Temples near Bulleen.
Bulleen, yep. Yes. And
so
great. So
get your tickets if you're going to come get them, because I don't know if we've got more Melbourne shows coming. So this week we've got 5 shows. Yeah.
I'm going to speak to George so we can get a ticket so that we'll get a couple of tickets so that we can come and see this show, because I haven't seen Joe Avanti. I've seen him.
He's amazing.
I've never gone to a live show.
He goes on in the middle of the show, so we've got to up our game because he's doing new material and he's so strong. He's so good on stage.
He is amazing.
You're going to be blown away. It's like machine gun fire. And then I hear him and I go, how am I supposed to go on stage after? Oh my God. So
it's going to be a great show because it's going to be variety there, and that's the main.
Yes, variety, and Joe's been great because he's been coaching me, so we help each other out. But he's really gotten behind me. And I guess it's because I've been sick too. So, every night he goes, try this, try that, and everything he suggests works.
How good is that? You've all got the same career, but you're there supporting each other. You're either on stage all together, or you're at each other's shows.
Yeah.
Or you support each other behind the scenes. I've never come across this animosity or jealousy or never. It's
between our group. fantastic. Look, there's people outside our group and there's competition and all that sort of
Like
stuff.
there is everywhere, but I just love you guys because that's
Yeah.
one of the key reasons.
Yeah.
Because
My
it's so rare.
philosophy now is, you know what, stay out of trouble. You know, even with people that I've worked with ages ago, if they come knocking on the door, give them a chance and have a go. Do something, you know. You never know. It's all about the work in the end, you know. There's people that couldn't stand each other that working together, you know,
Yeah.
through the years of comedy and music and what have you. And in the end, it's about the work. And if you're a good performer, you should be able to perform with anyone. Leave your problems to one side, leave them out the door, come into the workroom and be a performer.
Thank you so much,
the
George.
philosophy.
I've got some messages here. George, I miss you. Alex Letsudis. Kostaki says, Yasu George Filemu.
I know, Alex. I'm not,
Perastikaso from
I'm
DJ
not sure which Kostaki it is.
Kostaki Apostolopoulos. Little Kostaki.
Yeah.
He's my little security guard when I'm doing a Glendy festival. He's amazing. Yeah. And Alex Letsudis, like me
Alex,
as an
I know.
actor that I love acting. Yeah. You know Alex?
He's on he's a Facebook friend, but I think he used to do Tony Nikolakopoulos's class.
And he was also at the show with Maria Maroulis.
Yep.
That show, yes. So
what does Alex do? So maybe I'm confusing my Alexes.
He does acting.
Oh, but he's not a musician.
No, he does acting.
That's the Alex, I think.
Yeah. Hey, George, you better stay away from the public till you're 1,000% great. Oh, he is. Don't worry, Alex.
Look, I wash my hands. I have to meet the public. It's part of the job and they want to see me. So I wash my hands. I sanitize every time. I haven't caught anything yet.
And you won't.
And look, I'm much stronger now. I'm not as sick as I was 2 weeks ago. So every day I'm feeling better. So knock on wood.
You're going to be fine, George. And we're going to all look forward to this massive show, your big comeback. Enjoy it as you do, but please stop if you need to.
Yeah. Look, I've got a stool on stage. So if anything goes wrong, I just sit down.
Good.
You know what I did the other night? It was a busy night and we had to drive from Brisbane to the Gold Coast to do the show. And then all my friends from the Gold Coast were there and then everyone else's friends, people were talking and blah, blah, blah. And I had to organise tickets. And so dinner came out because we normally get dinner before the show.
Yeah.
And I had my tablets there and I put them in this pack. It's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yes. But I had the pack upside down. So I took the morning tablets at night. So if there's any doctors out there, I did the wrong thing. So I took this tablet called Digoxic, which controls your heart rate. And I took it twice.
Oh, George.
And I didn't realize until I went home. And then I went, okay, what do I do now? Not home as in home in the hotel. So I rang up nurse on call and she's going, are you this? Are you there? You're breathing heavily. You're feeling nauseous. You're sick. I go, no, I'm fine. I'm actually fit. She goes, your heart rate under 60. I go, no, it's around 90. She goes, you're fine. If it was under 60, you'd be in trouble. But you know what? Here's a number called the poisonous line or the poison line.
Oh, wow.
And asked them. I rang them. They said, same questions. They said, no, you're fine. You're fine. But I nearly blew it. I nearly blew it.
Good that you took the initiative, though. It can happen, George.
Yeah.
It can happen.
Yeah.
Alex said, I was with Alex Dimitriadis. So Alex Letsudis was with Alex Dimitriadis.
Uh-huh.
On one of your shows.
I know who we're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. On that note, I've only got 15 minutes left of music. These little party animals are dying to hear music tonight, but I had back-to-back.
Play the music. Play the music.
Πες μου τι σε βασανίζει, πες μου που κολλάς 20 φορές τη μέρα, όλο με ρωτάς Μ' αγαπάς, μ' αγαπάς, μ' αγαπάς Πάρα πολύ, δεν λέω πέσου
Maria Kiu and Yanis Karalis.
Is that a new song?
Sorry?
Is that a new song?
It is a new song. There's a lot of new songs I'm playing tonight. And there's a lot of new songs coming up too, as in the following shows. You know, you could stay on and we can close the show in less than half an hour, for 15 minutes, sorry.
That's right. You play the music, and I'll come on another time.
Huh?
I'll come on another time. We'll
Done.
see if I've fattened up at all. Because I've lost 10 kilos with this, so...
What? Say that again?
I've lost 10 kilos after the operation. I've lost over 10 kilos.
Yeah, you need to put on a little bit of weight.
So if you want to lose weight, have open heart surgery.
Qué loco mío. We love you, George.
We love you too.
See you at your shows.
See you at the show.
You like este for the knee?
Yes, yes. Call me.
I will.
Πάρα πολύ, στοργίζομαι μόνο